Hey, you guys! So what if we did a thing called On the Bench Right Now? This is On the Bench Right Now. Also, let's talk about the bench right now. There's been some upgrades. It used to be a sort of a scaffolding affair, but now it's it saddens me to say, but it's an IKEA affair. But I'm pretty pleased with it. It's nice and big, but finally, storage for all those fabrics, which were, well, some were here, some were up there, some were under there, some were stashed there. They were all over the place. So that's big news. Okay, a little shop talk, a little catch up. It's been ages, and these are a great chance to sort of just bring you in on what's going on, what's on the bench, and what I'm working on, and just a general chit chat. Because I don't write a script, so it does become a chit chat. I did try to do this last week. I spent 10 minutes filming, and then on playback discovered that the mics were out of battery, and so there was no sound. So we're going to go again. The things that are on the bench right in front of us here are some pretty nice little collections. You can quite clearly see we've got two stories going on. One story is Black Ops with Blaze Orange VX25, and we'll get into that and see. We'll get in and we'll see just how much Blaze Orange you can use. So that's that side, and then this side is an MA-1a story. We've got the MA-1a OPS, we've got a 011 in the matching trim, and we've got a Diplomat 16-inch to go with. What's nice about having both of these completed and pretty much ready to ship out at the same time is just seeing these full collections. The two customers here, they've gone for essentially like a full Ancoats setup, which is where things have kind of evolved to. It's not unusual now to get an order for a tote and a Diplomat together. I've showed a few times how they work together, and some of you seem to be loving that, so that's really cool. But then when you accessorize it as well, maybe go for some straps, the Fidlock accessory straps. This one's got some front mount straps as well that I developed. It's really nice to see like a collection go out. I guess part of that is, I've been designing bags for a long time for other clients and in-house when I was working at other brands, and that's how we designed in collections. And so the Ancoats Bag Company kind of formed around the Ancoats tote. That was the first silhouette, if you like, because it was just experiment prototyping. That's where it came from. And I think at the point I launched it, I did develop the utility case, so that there were like two things. But now we're really at that point where it's a family of product. There's obviously multiple iterations of the tote. There's been the 3-way, we've got the 4-way, there's the special ops variations. We've got the utility cases, then we've got the 011 utility cases. We've got supersized totes, Godzilla totes. We've got diplomats and attaches. This is an attache. Diplomat is top load. Attache is a full flip. Clamshell, you might want to call it. I like to call it flip top. No, I don't. But yeah, so it's nice to see the families start to evolve, but to see them, go out as a sort of full collection in all matching, it's just really nice. It brings me some pretty deep joy. So that's good. So yeah, that's what's on the bench over here, about to ship out. We've got a Hot Tropic here coming together. It's all cut for, interiors made. Just a little bit more to do on that. And then underneath where you are, I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you right now. Is another backpack prototype. So based very closely on... Right, should really talk to you. So that's based very closely on previous prototypes. I've been running with a wax canvas one for a while, and the one prior to that was the multicam black. That's with the Cobras, and I'm now doing a woodland camo, which will be with Cobras, but with the learnings in construction and everything that happened on Proto 2 with the wax canvas. So it won't be quite like either. It's just another slight step on. And I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to having that on my back. Yeah, okay, so before I get lost in too much chat, let's talk about these. So let's go here first. So this is a Black Ops tote. Black Ops is one of the special ops iterations, so it's got the extra details with the straps on the back, the twin adjust on the front, and it's also made of X51, the Cordura faced laminate from Dimension Polyon, so it's super tough. It's also usually lined with a Cordura 500D if it's a Black Ops 2, and if it's a Black Ops 1 it would be the VX21 white. This one is orange, but not as we know it. It's in full VX25 blaze orange, so it is properly bright and really works nicely. And because we used the VX25 blaze orange, I was able to use the blaze, or I call it retina burn, but really bright orange webbing for front straps on both, because I always do like the asymmetric or the sort of, you know, pop color front strap on all the products. That's part of the sort of family heritage, if you like, of the Ancoats stuff. So it's nice to see that running through. And then, yeah, and everything that's on the bench is not actually everything that's on the bench, because we've also got Hot Tropic work going on over here. These are some ready to ship items. We've got some orders involving some strap stuff there. And yeah, so it's nice to see them go out. They've got the blaze orange, which hooks up so nicely with the retina burn. Well, the retina burn straps match up so nicely with the VX25 blaze orange. So that's what this is. Then going out with it is the attaché in 16-inch. I'm going to put that down that way. So the attaché in 16-inch, but it's not just any normal attaché. It's I'm calling it the double device attaché. So it's got two sleeves. So conveniently under here, I've got my 13-inch. Is it 13? No. What's this? Yeah, 13-inch iPad Air. I'm going to slot that in there. And 15-inch MacBook Air, which goes in there. A treat. And then you've also got your pen slots, just a little pockets here that are good for charging cables, power packs, a phone, keys, bits and bobs. And then obviously in the middle you'll be able to put your paperwork and so on. But that's a double device attaché in VX21 black. Now, what's nice about being in the VX21 black is the contrast that you get with the Black Ops fabric, the X51 Cordura, because it's the Cordura is more matte. The VX21's got a sheen. I like to call it satin. You can call it satin. And it just breaks them up. So I like it when they match too, but I also like it when there's some contrast. So yeah, I basically like it all. So we're just going to feed these strap ends back through. I'm just going to fit it on, just because it's good to just have a little reminder of how that works. So on all the attachés and the diplomats, there is a pass-through panel on the back, which is good for putting on your trolley, your wheeled trolley, when you are traveling. But it was also conceived so that it would work with the straps on your tote, your Ancoats tote. You can see even like the stitch lines are at that angle to follow the angle of the straps on the tote. It's held down with the Velcro just to keep it nice and low profile and tidy when it's not in use. But to use it, you just detach your multi-purpose straps, feed them up through the pass-through panel, out the top, and then hook them on there. I'm going to do that again with the other one. So we take the strap, you feed it up, grab out the top, just hook it on to there. Okay, handle's just tucked nicely between. It sits at the bottom against, so where that webbing's fed through the Special Ops accessory webbing, that's just where it holds it and it sits on there quite nicely. So that's loaded with your two devices and hooked up to the back of the Special Ops tote. So that's a special thing. This one's also going out with the Retina Burn crossbody strap. So customer's got one black strap going out with the attaché and then one Retina Burn strap going out with the tote. So he's got a mixture of straps available to him. He's also got the orange Fidlock accessory straps that go between the two bits of webbing on the back of the tote, giving you more adjustability or potential to hook up other things. You know, I've shown it hooking a skateboard on there on some other builds, but you'll find things, you know, it could be anything. Like in the past when my kids were younger, it was lashing on balance bikes, dollies, pushchairs, all kinds of things have been lashed to my domestic ops tote over the years. And those straps just give you another way to lash more things on. And then we've also got the Blaze Orange utility cases with Velcro loop as the strap, which is what we do on the Black Ops utility case. Reason for that is you might want to use it for patches. Patches never touch. You will love them very much. So you might want to use it for that, just to customize yourself. Or if you have a bag with a loop field inside, you can use the gravity defiers, I call them. They're double-sided hook patches. So it will go on there, and then that will then allow it to then fix to, like an adapter, fix to the back of whatever bag you've got a loop field in. So I've got to make a couple of those up for this order because they're going out with that as well. But as it is on the tote, they're sized very conveniently to go into the front pockets. And if security is your thing, then don't forget to grab a couple of gatekeepers. They're 50mm gatekeepers. I've shown you those before. They just basically go through the strap end and through the loop on the utility case. I'll show you that again. So the utility cases have got the loop that's in their construction. You're also seeing the loops at the ends of the strap. The front handle has the looped ends, and so you feed that through there, you feed it through one of those, you close it, it's now attached to the bag. So when it's in those front pockets, you can walk around in the city and not worry about someone grabbing your utility case and just whipping it out, because obviously the front drop pockets on these totes are open. So that just gives you a little bit of extra peace of mind if that's something that you might be concerned about. Otherwise, they're just good. You know, these are great for bottles, umbrellas, and other objects that are long and that kind of shape. I'm going to delete that bit. So, yeah, this is a nice one. I'm stoked on this one. Looking forward to shipping it out. As I say, I've just got a couple of other bits to do. The gravity defiers, and then this is going. So this will be on its way today or tomorrow. And once again, I am very thankful for that order. I really, really like that. Yeah, it looks great. Moving on. MA-1a OPS. I can't remember if I think I've made a video about the... Yes, I have made a video about the MA-1a OPS. It's now all the features of the Black Ops and the Domestic Ops, but on the MA-1a chassis, shall we say. So what does that mean? The chassis is essentially the VX42 Olive, which I really love, and so that's where the MA-1a came from. It's also got the dipped pullers. It's something that's special to the MA-1a and the Hot Tropic. And then they're orange dipped, and then that goes nicely with the orange lining. And the orange lining on these is the 500D Cordura. Being an MA-1a spec, all of the webbing work on the back is in black, so it contrasts with the olive really nicely. Only the front strap is olive. That's just one of the things that's part of the MA-1a kind of concept. You've got the patch field on the front, so you can customize that. It has the little Ancoats fly-out label as well. So that's the tote. It's also going with the front mount straps to allow front mount of this matched Diplomat in 16-inch with orange lining. So they also hook up together the same way that I did that. I won't go through that again. We've seen that before. It's also going out with a Multicam Black or Domestic Ops mustache. The mustache is just the tiny wallet, basically. Simple zip wallet. It's good for cards, credit cards and so on, or keys, coins, etc, etc. So that's nice. That's going out with it. And the 011 that I talked about. What have I got in the 011? I've got charging blocks, plugs, various cables, and another charging plug. So it's good for those kind of devices, really. I also use one, it's a bit trash now, but I use it for bike tools. It's just long enough for everything up to the pedal spanner, the one with the chain whip built in. So it's pretty good size. 15mm spanners go in there nicely, and all your Allen keys, multi-tool, tie levers, all of that stuff. And a chain tool, even a professional chain tool. Well, not the massive ones, but not the small ones, the sort of fairly chunky ones. All goes in there, so I use that for that. So that's pretty good. And it's in the matched olive, so super nice set here. And it's got the orange Fidlock accessory straps, same as are going on that. The orange works really nicely with the olive, which we know anyway. We've got the dipped orange pullers and we've got the orange lining, so it's no surprise. But these really pop on there really nicely. And then we've got the second strap that goes with the Diplomat. So, okay, that's two, like, they're Christmas package. Look at them, just look at them. Once again, things I don't really want to send out. I'd rather they just stayed here with me. I could put them on the wall, look at them every day. I'll be happy with that. So one thing about these two that we didn't mention earlier, this is a standard size tote. This is a large size tote. So it's always good to, while we've got two side by side, just to have a look at them side by side so you can get a real good strong idea of the difference between standard, large. Okay, so hopefully that can help at some point to someone. So yeah, hopefully that's caught you up a bit. We've seen the table. That's a big change in the studio. It's making it a bit easier for working. There's still a lot of changes in the studio that are needed. I've just got to work on the systems. It's only small, but with the two of us in here doing a mixture of making and designing, it needs to be a better system to fit for us, to do a better... There's just ways There's a few things that I know that we can do and implement, but it's hard to find the time to implement those things. And so you come in and you just constantly, like for ages, fabrics were like all on the table and moving them, searching for the right fabric. Finally sorting out the table is a big step forward, but there's probably 20 things like that need to be done and addressed. And it's just finding the time and the inclination. And that's all I've got to say. I'll see you on the next one.